Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to do some door card fitting and sort of go through the process and again help people sort of what tools you need, what sort of the process is, cleaning it down, making sure all the glue sticks, and then how to finish off obviously the trims and the stitching up sort of along that way. So I'll make a start on this, just take this part off, clean this up, and then we'll carry on with the install. So this is the covers that come, which are Alcantara panels. So obviously these will replace or go over the original sort of vinyl. Obviously fit on there and tuck down. First of all, we use a bit of a brake cleaner, but sort of any upholstery cleaner, as long as it's not silicone based, should do. So just wiping down obviously the areas you're going to be sticking onto, making sure that there's no dirt, it's nice and clean. If need be, get a little brush down the edges, obviously make sure that they're clean in there as well. And then after, so we have a couple of little trim tools and stuff we use. These ones are really good, as you can see, nice and thin. And if it's focusing, and then just normal plastic trim tool, as well as a good pair of scissors and a sharp knife for when you come to tuck the sides in, and obviously cut them out. Other thing is, if you wanted to, you could put some masking tape on here, onto the plastic, so when you spray the glue, we always do recommend spraying the glue on the door card and on the material. And the biggest mistake that everybody makes is you spray the glue on, and then what happens is when it's still wet, you put them together and then they don't set properly. The best thing to do with the glue is spray both sides, wait until it goes tacky, nearly dry, and then line it on and then apply it. It does seem rather strange, obviously you nearly let it dry, but that's when it adheres the best, and that's when you'll get the best results out of the glue as well. You won't get it to fail or anything like that. Or a lot of the time, sometimes, depending on if you spray too much glue as well, it'll start to seep through the material, and then you'll get a sticky patch on top, and obviously it then starts to go shiny and sticky and it pulls away, and obviously then you're wasting the product and your time to do the job. So what I'll do is get on with the gluing. So I'll glue this up, and then we'll get this stuck down, and then I'll run through how you sort of tuck in and trim off, and then we'll carry on with that. So as you can see, sort of nice thin coat along it. It's not shiny, there's not a lot. It's just obviously damp enough at the moment. So what we'll do is I'll let this dry, and then I'll go and apply some more glue to the car, and then obviously we'll carry on with the install on there. So carrying on with the install, don't quite have to push it out. So we'll spray a nice thin coat. So you can hear it's a bit tacky. The one on here, as you can see, is nice and dry. So this is about the premium time, sort of when to put them together. So they're about both dry. They'll both be sort of adhering to each other. So the way I do it is I always line the back up first, or the front up, depending which has sort of the lesser material. Keep it on the corner you want. And then just lining that stitch line up first. And then what I do is just start from the stitch and slowly press it flat along to the back or the front. And then out to them edges. Keeping the material quite tight as well is nice. That's when you'll get got no bumps or anything like that in it. And the thing with keeping it tight is it'll keep the lines where it should be, keeps the corners where they should be, and it makes it a little bit easier when trimming up. So what I do now is just sort of push the trim tool in, not too hard where you're pushing it in, but hard enough where you can sort of see a mark of where you're going. And then what I like to do is anything sort of over a centimetre, I sort of trim back. So obviously still leaving 8mm to a centimetre. So I'll just show you here. And then it's just enough where the material will tuck nicely into the gap there. And then obviously when you make your way along, you'll just slowly keep pushing it in. And there's enough material. When you've pushed it in, it holds on underneath and it's not just going to pull out. So I'll carry on with this. And then, like I say, we'll show you along the edge there and down this side how to tuck these sort of seams in as well. Usually easy with a couple of trim tools. So obviously then you can sort of pry back, push them in, move around and carry on with there. So yeah, we'll carry on with it. So we're to this point here where the sort of thick part of the thread goes. What we do is one trim tool down the back, which gives a little bit of leverage, and then obviously you can tuck thread in and then just slowly working your way across. I mean, if you can take trims off, it's always helpful. But if not, it is just a process of just slowly working them in and then moving around with the trim tool just to push them in. So these things do take time. It's just one of them. Obviously, the more you time take, the neater it looks. Like I say, some trims will come off. This one does have some give in it. Where you can just push it in the gaps there. And then just put it down. Then we're just going to pull this little bit out. Just try and straighten that stitch line up. And just pull that target in a little tighter. Get rid of that crease there. So I mean when you get to the corners, bring it from out. And if that's a bit better. So I say you can I'll tug out the door quite a lot. Same with the corners. Again, just pushing one side in, and on the other side, I'm just sort of working them in. See, the more time you take, obviously the neater the job does look. I'm not applying a lot of pressure, just enough just to sort of push the door card in into the gap. Without obviously ripping the Alcantara. Don't worry too much about the glue. Again, that'll clean off after. And then as you can see, I know the camera is probably focusing in and out. You got a nice, neat edge along there. And so here it is, the final result. So obviously nice and tight up on here. All the corners in. Tight on the edge. And down the side. Obviously the stitch line. To back as it should be. And then nice and tucked on that back there. Obviously inside. Just clean a bit of glue off with a rag and some brake cleaner. So just spray the brake cleaner onto the rag and wipe it off. And the upholstery cleaner will do. Sometimes it might take a little bit more for the residue to come off, but it doesn't take too long. And then it's nice and clean on there. So that's it. That's another video. I hope you liked. Hopefully you can subscribe, comment, even share. And then, let's say, we'll get back to you as soon as possible with comments or messages. So thank you for watching another video.